Thanks for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Coming up, meeting local needs for maternal care. Meet some of those helping new moms as medical providers cut back on services. Reclaiming Mission Bay's natural habitat. City leaders move forward with a plan that would bring more wetlands to one of San Diego's biggest parks. And more of our reporting on Mexico's upcoming presidential election, a look at what's at stake for the cross-border economy. And we start with Southwestern College facing a lawsuit from two former professors. They claim they faced retaliation after reporting racial discrimination. KPBS reporter Katie Hyson spoke with alumni who say accountability is long overdue.
Southwestern is a mostly Latino community college in Chula Vista. Lorene Azen enrolled in its dental hygiene program in 2016. It was her dream.
Sounds a bit weird, but I thoroughly enjoy watching the calcified plaque break away from the enamel.
The first day, she says her professor, Kisa Waddell, said something odd.
10, 15 years ago, you just see so many blondes. And now I look around the program, there's just so many brunettes. It's just so funny.
Azen, who is Middle Eastern, says it was the first of many racially tinged comments made by Waddell, who is white.
Like she'll say it, but with a joke, to where you would have to question yourself, like, wait, did she really just say that?
Waddell and college leadership declined to comment on the claims in this story. Another day, Azen says,
she was saying, hey, if you guys see a big black man that's fixing the AC, don't be afraid. That is the dean's assistant. I thought that was just wild. Some of us looked at each other like, what is this lady saying? What is she trying to say more so?
The indirectness made Azen question herself.
Is this just me? Is it in my head? So I Googled. And I found a whole slew of complaints.
RateMyProfessors.com is full of complaints against Waddell, including racism. Azen says she tried to talk to the program director, Jean Honey.
She didn't even let me get a word in. She said, listen, I know what this is about, and I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are going to be successful in private practice, gossip is only going to get you fired.
Honey also declined to comment for this story.
After hearing that with Honey, I was scared.
Azen felt like she was up against a power structure that could break her dream.
This is, your livelihood. You've gone through so many years of school. You're at the mercy of these people.
She failed out of her first year. She says Waddell kept losing her assignments and not totaling her points correctly.
I had to wait a whole another year to reapply. And it was embarrassing.
She says that time in her life has become a blur.
There's a lot of things that I kind of just buried, because I've never experienced something like that.
Her classmate, Nellie Ramirez, says she's buried it too. But one incident with Waddell remains fresh in Ramirez's mind years later. She and Azen were preparing to educate Chula Vista school children about how sugary drinks and candy affect dental health.
She made a comment saying, don't you think you should be talking to them about eating tacos and burritos instead, which was, in the moment, obviously, because it was just, how do you process that, right?
But students could confide, Azen says, in two professors, Linda Lucas and Karen Kubishta.
They heard with an open heart and treated you like a human being. All of the other students can attest to that.
Students were afraid if they reported racist treatment, they would fail the program. So Lucas and Kubishta brought a Title IX complaint on their behalf with anonymous letters from nearly a dozen students. It names several faculty and staff, including Waddell and Honey. It describes professors speaking to students who have accents, quote, painfully slow and loud. A U.S.-born student copying an immigrant student's work and receiving much higher scores. Students unable to sleep or concentrate in class because of racist treatment. And includes their own testimony, like Honey warning them to, quote, be careful when dealing with, quote, those people, referring to African American and Muslim students. In the complaint, Lucas and Kubishta also voiced fear that they would be retaliated against. According to their recent lawsuit, that's exactly what happened. Their lawyer, Arash Sadat.
Then they start changing their hours. the school starts, fabricating alleged violations against them.
He says the school pulled Lucas off a class she had taught for a decade. They denied both professors remote teaching during the pandemic and then put them both on leave.
And the reason they're doing this is to get rid of these two professors who they believe to be a problem.
If so, it ultimately worked. Both quit. Waddell retired recently. Sadat says before that, she received multiple promotions, taking Kubishta's old position. Honey took a position at a college in Riverside. Even today, former students like Azen say they're still nervous to speak, but they must.
For all the other students, we have to say something. This has been going on for so many years.
In 2018, a USC report found a, quote, climate of anti-Blackness at Southwestern. Tomorrow, we'll hear from college leadership about what they've done since to change that, and from current Black students. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
And part 2 of that story is now available at kpbs.org, and that's also where you can find more coverage on race and equity in San Diego from KPBS reporter Katie Hyson. High school teams from the San Diego Unified School District have been honored for their solutions to critical community problems. KPBS education reporter MG Perez has an update on how they met the Aspen Challenge.
Please give it up for Crawford High School.
These are the final steps in a 10-week journey for the Voices United team of students from Crawford High School. They are here to present their solution to chronic absenteeism with a long list of data showing that the average chronically absent student has missed 28 and a half days of school.
What will be the next steps to keep this movement going to try to get policy change?
It can be intimidating presenting before a panel of expert judges and your peers from across the county.
Take your time. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
A device like a Pocket Talk can help families more efficiently communicate and build community.
¿Me podrían ayudar con mi tarea?
Could you help me with my homework?
The Crawford Voices United team determined many students miss school simply because they can't speak English. 16-year-old sophomore Joanna Duarte and her team developed the use of a pocket translator that works with 150 languages for immigrant students and their families.
Because they don't feel connected in school, like they can't communicate, that could be like a big problem. Like, imagine they give you a homework and you don't speak English. Like, how are you gonna figure that out and you can't even communicate with your own teacher?
Parents and students need to communicate more so they can talk to each other more in school and then at home.
The Aspen Institute is an international nonprofit organization that provides students with resources and education to problem solve. The challenge competition came to San Diego this year.
We don't just want to say, young people, you can lead. Sorry we didn't solve climate change. Sorry we haven't solved global peace and security. Sorry we haven't built an inclusive economy for everyone. But we actually need to be with them in it.
150 students from 19 San Diego Unified campuses took the Aspen Challenge to solve some of society's most pressing problems.
We will be doing collaborating with UCSD.
In the end, the San Diego School of Creative and Performing Arts and Madison and Mira Mesa High Schools won the challenge with their plans to eliminate single-use plastics, mental health support for children, and another strategy to fight chronic absenteeism. They'll advance to the national finals in Colorado next month. Crawford was given the award for Best Collaboration.
You got something handwritten down. This is important. Now say that like you mean it.
Thank you. We are Voices United.
MG Perez, KPBS News.
Minimum wage in California is $16 an hour, and in the city of San Diego, it's $16.85. But a new study found a rise in minimum wage violations in major cities in California. KPBS reporter Tanya Thorne says San Diego is one of them.
When grocery stores close, workers like Alejandro Quesada go in to clean and sanitize the empty supermarkets. He did this for 2 years in San Diego until enough was enough.
Era un batallar de estar esperando que pagaran, pues a veces que llegaba el cajero y pues no había dinero, no.
He says there were times he wouldn't get paid on time for his work. He wouldn't get meals or breaks, and often had to pay for materials out of pocket. The cleaning company he worked for was based out of Arizona, so getting hold of HR was difficult.
Pero pues nunca nos pagaron, pues. Sí, apenas nos pagaban.
He says he never got reimbursed for material or unpaid wages, but has now moved on to a different job he enjoys. Quesada is one of the many workers in California that has been a victim of wage theft. A study conducted by Rutgers University found minimum wage theft violations more than doubled over a decade, affecting as many as 1.5 million workers in 4 major cities in California, including San Diego, meaning some employers are still paying less than the mandated minimum wage.
We estimate between $2.3 and $4.6 billion is being stolen from workers annually, just in terms of minimum wage theft, meaning being paid underneath the statutory minimum wage that they're owed, whether that's a local rate or the California state rate.
Jake Barnes is with the Workplace Justice Lab at Rutgers University. He says the study found workers who were paid less than the minimum wage lost on average about $4,000, or 20% of their total paycheck per year. Barnes said some of the workers more likely to fall victim to wage theft are private household domestic workers, such as groundskeepers, childcare providers, and cleaners.
These workers are across the board, for the most part, being paid or being experiencing minimum wage violations at much higher rates, really, than most other workers.
He adds these are jobs often filled by people of color, women, or people who have less than a college education.
Other sectors where this is particularly prominent is food services and drinking places, so restaurants, fast food, which of course this is a huge sector, so very important to account for.
Barnes says that in many ways, California is a leader in labor practices, but the study shows that more support is needed in local and state wage enforcement. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
With recent hospital maternity ward closures in the county, the role of birth centers has become increasingly vital. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco tells us about one San Diego center that's receiving a funding boost to keep its doors open and continue providing maternal care.
Nikki Helms says operating San Diego County's only Black-owned birth center is a lot of responsibility, especially now.
Just a little fuzzy. Yeah, that's all. We've lost a birth center. We've lost 2 maternity wards. So my doing this work has become that much more important as maternity care starts to kind of disappear from the hospital system. So, I need to be here.
Since 2021, at least 4 San Diego hospitals and 1 birth center have either closed their maternity wards or announced plans to do so.
A lot of folks are in what's considered a maternity care desert. There's no place you can go that's convenient to you and get that type of care during your pregnancy.
Others and their babies came from across the county. Valerie Felix gave birth to her son, Oscar, at the birth center.
I just know that my biggest fear was the mortality rate for Black women, and I wanted someone who understood.
Felix says her mother almost died giving birth to her. Black women are nearly 3 times as likely to die of pregnancy-related causes than white women. She says having a Black midwife calmed her worries.
Just made the process a lot more relaxing. Like we were able to connect on a different level, I feel, than if it was with someone who I was just another number.
How did it go? There are studies that show that women of color have better outcomes when they have culturally similar care providers. I am directly affecting those disparities in a positive way, and I couldn't be prouder.
Helm says she's thought about closing her doors a few times due to financial struggles. But with a new Equity Impact Grant from a partnership between the county's Office of Equity and Racial Justice and the nonprofit institute at the University of San Diego, she's getting ready to expand her maternal care services. Helms is among 10 recipients selected to receive coaching and a $100,000 grant.
We're trying to, reverse the disparities that exist for women of color in hospitals. And so I think one of the first things that I want to do is to be able to support our group prenatal program.
Mothers with similar due dates will go through the education process together. The possibilities of the grant stir up a mix of emotions for Helms.
It's exciting, it's daunting, it's terrifying, it's all of the emotions, but I have no doubt that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
The city of San Diego has more than 250 miles of alleys, and that is according to a UC San Diego professor who says they could become safer, greener public spaces. KPBS reporter Katie Anastas says the community can learn how this weekend in Normal Heights.
For many San Diegans, alleys are places to park your car or throw out your trash. But UC San Diego urban studies professor Sue Pearson says they could be so much more.
Alleys are an untapped resource, and by getting community input, we want to turn this alley from a space to a place.
On Saturday, Pearson, her students, and community partners will seek that input as part of a pop-up event in Normal Heights, where she says alleys make up 30% of the street network. The alley south of Adams Avenue off Mansfield Street will have interactive models, kids' activities, a gallery of urban studies students' designs, and an opportunity for attendees to share their own ideas.
Students looked at seating and lighting and green walls. Maybe the idea to take a two-way alley and make it a one-way alley to reduce the impact and the width of the car traffic and the truck traffic, and then balance the rest of the alley for walking and biking.
Other ideas include adding bike racks, little free libraries, and more visible crosswalks. Pearson held the first Alleys in Action event back in 2018. She says the pandemic put the project on hold and made outdoor public spaces even more necessary. The first change Normal Heights residents will likely see in this alley is a mural, with the support of building owner Normal Heights United Church. Community members are invited to make suggestions about the mural and other ideas for the alley from 1 to 4 p.m. on Saturday. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
The San Diego City Council recently approved a new development plan for 500 acres of Mission Bay Park. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says the goal is to restore more native habitat.
Kumeyaay Native Americans have lived here since time immemorial, and the bay looked totally different not very long ago.
I'm walking along the shores of De Anza Cove in the northeast corner of Mission Bay Park with Andrew Meyer. He's the conservation director for the San Diego Audubon Society, one of 89 organizations asking the city to restore more tidal wetlands in the area. Starting in the 1940s, humans drastically altered the landscape here to create more sandy beaches and parkland. But the environmental consequences were devastating. Endangered birds lost habitat, and the water in Mission Bay is teeming with bacteria and pollutants.
So it's not a safe place to be swimming. It's not a safe place to be recreating until we start investing in water quality benefits from tidal wetland habitats. The water flushes through a tidal wetland and it improves as it goes into the bay.
Wetlands are also a key component of the city's climate action plan. That's because they suck carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and return it to the earth. They're also more resilient to sea level rise. At the city council meeting Tuesday, some public commenters said the city should prioritize parking for recreational vehicles and preserving the Mission Bay Golf Course at its current size of 46 acres.
This should be a business decision that should create more active recreation acres for an ever-increasing population of San Diego, increase city revenues, improve tourism, enhance the overall Mission Bay master plan for active recreation. By the way, last time I checked, marshland is not active recreation.
This is the land use plan for De Anza Cove presented to the City Council. It calls for more than 140 acres of new wetlands, shown in greenish-brown. The plan still faces a vote at the California Coastal Commission, and the city will need tens of millions of dollars for implementation, which will likely take several decades. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
And that story is part of the discussion on the latest KPBS Roundtable. You can listen at kpbs.org or stream the show on all major podcast platforms. Researchers at UC San Diego have found a way to make some plastics biodegrade in a matter of months. KPBS SciTech reporter Thomas Fudge explains their target is a petroleum-based plastic that's already used in many common products.
Millions of tons of plastic are created and discarded every year. The vast majority are petroleum-based, and they do not naturally degrade. Unless it's recycled, and few plastics are, it remains a waste item for up to 1,000 years. But what if we can find an organism that literally eats plastic?
We screened several different bacterial strains to see if they could use the polyurethanes as a food source.
Researcher John Pekorski says in the end they found two kinds of bacteria that could use polyurethane as an exclusive food source. This form of plastic, it goes by the acronym TPU, is used in lots of things from cushions and shoes to watch bands. In the U.S., we make over 1 million tons of polyurethane every year. Pekorski and his team embedded spores in their plastic as it was created. Spores are like dormant seeds that will become bacteria. When the spores wake up, they start feasting on the TPU. So what wakes them up?
So they need something wet, and they need things like sugar, things that happen in soil, things that you'd find in compost. And so one of the things that's really neat about these is that we think that it doesn't matter what environment they're disposed in. If they go to a landfill, the bacteria will wake up and degrade the polymers. If they go to compost, same thing.
He says they saw their plastic with bacterial spores almost entirely disappear within 5 months. The way researchers talk about adding spores to the manufacture of polyurethane is the way they'd talk about adding salt to your soup. Bioengineer Adam Feist, another member of the research team, says, yep, it's just another additive.
When you make rubber compounds or plastic compounds, it's a mixture of things. It's the raw polymer itself, it's, colorants, other things that get poured in there, right? The spores actually, in this case, are just one more thing that get poured in to the mix.
He says the bacteria they used was modified in the lab by speeding up their evolution so they could select bacteria that withstood the high heat of plastic manufacturing. The bacteria does not degrade all plastic, only the TPU selected by researchers. Feist calls their plastic material a contrived marriage between microbes and polymers. We'll need to find out if this shotgun wedding can lead to the production and use of a common plastic that degrades as well as organic materials. Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.
Our region's cross-border economy is measured in the billions, and the policies of Mexico's next president could have significant impacts on the region. KPBS reporter Gustavo Solis examines what's at stake.
Why should San Diegans care about Mexico's presidential election? Well, because what happens in Mexico doesn't actually stay in Mexico. This is particularly true when it comes to the economy. Saúl Sandoval is a professor of economics at CETIS University in Tijuana.
So if something happens here in Mexico in terms of the decrease in production and different goods and services, then perhaps Americans will face the consequences with higher prices, right? You need to import from different places around the world.
Mexico is a key part of the U.S. supply chain. A dizzying array of products, from cars to televisions to medical devices, are all manufactured in Mexico and shipped through the U.S. border. And this relationship is more intertwined than ever, so says Rafael Fernández de Castro, director of the Center for U.S.-Mexico Studies at UC San Diego.
Mexico has become now the #1 U.S. trading partner. It's not Canada, it's not China, it's Mexico.
An estimated 80,000 people live in Baja California but cross the border to work in San Diego every single day. And more than $4 billion worth of goods cross the San Isidro and Otay Mesa border crossings every year. So the policies of Mexico's next president on issues like trade, immigration, and security will have a big impact on our region. The two leading candidates vying for a 6-year term in the June 2nd election are Claudia Sheinbaum and Xochitl Gálvez. Experts say that both of them recognize the importance of the cross-border economy.
Both understand the opportunities there, but in terms of how to maximize those, do differ a little bit.
Flavio Olivieri is the director of the Center of Excellence in Competitiveness and Entrepreneurship at CETIS University.
Buen día, llegamos a Tijuana.
Sheinbaum was mayor of Mexico City from 2018 to 2023 and represents the popular Morena Party, which was founded by current Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Experts say a Sheinbaum presidency would, in many ways, continue what López Obrador started. When it comes to the economy, Olivieri expects Sheinbaum to be more focused on labor issues.
On the other side is more labor-intensive focus, more on labor rights, increasing minimum wage.
For example, she supports raising the minimum wage and expanding retirement benefits. On the other hand, Galvez is a critic of what she calls López Obrador's soft stance on crime and says high crime rates are hurting the Mexican economy.
Por eso no va a haber tema más importante para mí que la seguridad de ustedes, de sus familias, de sus hijos, de los jóvenes.
She wants to expand the cross-border economy beyond manufacturing. Sandoval says that a Galvez presidency would focus on bringing more tech and research and development to the area, industries that pay higher wages than manufacturing.
I think because she's a more pro-market oriented individual, I think she will make more accessible investment in Mexico and in Baja California and in all the border states in general.
Experts also say that managing U.S.-Mexico relations will be a big part of the next president's job. But historically speaking, Mexico City hasn't really paid much attention to the border.
The problem is that I believe that the capitals, Mexico City and Washington, they're very far away from the border. Not only that, with the political polarization both in Washington and in Mexico City, I don't see them really putting that much attention into these border areas.
But given what's at stake, Fernandez says that local leaders should speak loud enough to get the president's ear, no matter who she may be. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
And we'll have more from Gustavo Solis on the Mexican election in the coming days. KPBS will also host a virtual conversation in both English and in Spanish about the election. And that airs Friday, May 29th on kpbs.org, along with the KPBS YouTube and Facebook pages. We hope that you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Thanks for joining us.